All right, my brother. How you doing today?
Not that well.
Not that well.
Not that well.
Okay. Well, this is actually the third time I'm seeing you this week.
And it's the same problem.
Yeah, pretty
Same
much
problem.
the same problem. Okay, so what exactly is it that you don't see within white people that you see in black people to think we're not all equal?
Look. One of my favorite cookies is an Oreo. Okay.
Okay.
It's just two blacks, one white. Okay.
Okay.
The problem I see is they try to make it like the Oreos got two whites and one black.
Who tried to make you seem
The
like
Earth.
the Earth?
Earth with an F.
The Earth.
EARF.
Okay, so the Earth, because explain to me what you mean by that first of all.
Okay, so look, the Earth, is essentially, if you really look into it, it's the United Negro Foundation. Okay, we founded this.
Okay.
Adam and Eve was African, essentially maybe Ethiopian.
Okay, and how do you know Adam and Eve was
and white
African?
people eat the oatmeal, man. You know what I mean? Like, they Quaker. You know what I mean? They the Quaker of the oats.
Okay.
And y'all trying to make the earthquake.
Mr. Johnson, I'm trying to help you here. That's what I'm here for. But you have to make sense. First of all, how do you know what Adam and Eve was, or if they were even real?
Africa. You know what I mean? And you know what a freaka is, you know what I mean? So they got their freaky deaky on and then they produce the rest of the planet.
Okay.
And Noah
I can tell. Okay,
saying,
so I can tell that you're a Bible fanatic. I can tell that you believe in God. I can tell that you're a spiritual person.
Yes.
What do your belief tell you about humankind and mankind and people in general?
Tell me that everything black ain't bad.
No.
It's just like it's very hard for me to function out here as what they call black, even though I'm brown. I have to establish myself.
Do you think you have maybe a little Caucasian in your bloodline? Is that why you hate yourself so much?
I don't hate myself. I hate when people say stuff is black, it's bad. Like you ever seen a black cat, right? But if a black cat cross your path, you know what I mean? Bad luck. Bad luck.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you're in outer space right now, right? It's all black out there, but somehow out of all this blackness already out there, there's a black hole.
Okay.
A black hole gonna suck you in.
Okay.
Why the stars ain't gone?
Okay.
It's just Black History Month, shortest month of the year.
The stars isn't technically white, correct?
Are they not white?
They are not technically white.
So they crystal. So a white girl's name will be Crystal, correct?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
So we come down to the conclusion. That you just need to have the understanding that you're not the only person in this world. You're not the only one that thinks like this. You're not the only one that's gonna behave like this. But we need to have an understanding that I want you to look yourself in the mirror and understand, why do you feel the way that you do? I want you to look yourself in the mirror and think about why you're processing these thoughts within yourself.
I feel like I'm processing these thoughts because of a white man. I don't feel like look, at the end of the day, the word is conclusion. Okay? It was conning me into the conclusion that because it's black, it's bad. You never seen a black rabbit.
Okay.
Why? Why ain't no black rabbits?
Maybe genetically they're just not made like that.
But there's a day called Easter.
Okay.
Which is Resurrection Sunday.
Okay.
Jesus was black.
How do you know
Jesus? So you got a white rabbit on Jesus Day, which should be Black Day, which could be Black Sabbath, which is the name of a white man.
Mr. Johnson, I'm trying to work with you. I'm trying to help you out, but
John's son, just in that name itself, John was black, and I'm his son. That made me a black mom.
Okay. So Coming back to your situation, what did Caucasian people or lighter skinned people ever do to you that make you feel like they are just...
They told me I had friends. You know, I grew up in the suburbs.
Okay.
People don't know that. And I thought Phoebe, you know, Ross, Rachel, Joey, you know, I thought they was my friends. Then I went to the hood.
Okay.
You know what they did to me? Told me I spoke too proper.
That's what your friends told you? What's wrong with speaking proper?
Apparently you ain't keeping the G, you ain't talking correct, you ain't got it down, you know what I mean, son?
Okay, but you don't always have to act like that. You don't always have to act like everybody
I got split personalities, bro.
I mean, obviously that's why you're here. But we're trying to fix that. We're trying to fix the situation. So in order to fix this situation that you have, obviously, because of your skin complexion, so knowing that right there, what would make you hate white people so much?
I don't hate white people. I hate the theory of black is bad. That's what they don't understand. Just because I'm pro-black don't mean I ain't pro that. Like if a snow bunny bounce in here real quick, I'm gonna give her a carrot. You know what I mean? Give her a diamond ring.
Okay, so you basically just want them to look at you as
an equal.
An equal.
You know, the Oreo cookie got the white all in the middle.
Right.
It's black on the top.
So isn't that a good thing? Doesn't that mean that black is dominant over white?
No, it does not. It means the Twix is all in the mix.
Okay. I'm trying to help you out here, yes, Mr. Johnson, but you're obviously all
you must have never
over
been
the
through
place.
This. You know,
okay?
You go through this and you
obviously.
See the theories. Like, what else is black is bad?
For example,
if you step on the crack, you fall and break your mama back. The crack is black.
We all heard that one.
You can't get no light in the crack.
I don't think that has anything to do with black people and the white people, okay? For example, last week you came in, you said you saw a white man walk past you, and you could have swore he looked at you and his face turned demonic. What do you mean by that?
It was a white dude, right? So we was walking. It was at night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and from a distance, I thought it was a bro. So I was like,
okay.
Got up closer. He was like I was gonna punch him.
Okay.
I was like, why you looking scared? And then I'm like,
so where does the part come in where he turned demonic, or he looked demonic?
Can't quite explain it, counselor.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like when I did this and he did this, I was like, that's demonic.
Okay.
Like, why would you jump for me? I'm a part of you.
Well, you put up a fist. Do you think that he probably thought you were gonna punch him in the face?
I didn't go like this. I went like this. I feel like it was white people. Like they wasn't at the Olympics.
Maybe from a distance.
Okay, they was at the Olympics.
Because that looked like a boxer stance,
Okay, so maybe that was my fault. Okay. Maybe sometimes I'm biting off more than I should chew. But like, you don't understand. Like, like Bernie Mac, black. Martin Luther, black. Malcolm X,
okay. Yeah, these
Abraham Lincoln.
These are black people.
You don't even know what happened to Abraham Lincoln. Let me tell you what happened to Abraham Lincoln. He was part black. That's why they put him on the brown penny.
Is that what you just?
Because he was part black, they put him on the brown coin.
Oh, really?
You don't even understand that.
Where did you get that knowledge from? That understanding?
From John F. Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy.
Yeah. Okay. John's son. Because
are you saying that was a black man? Mr. Johnson, I know you, right? I know you, correct? You've been coming to me for a while, and I know your wife, Lisa, who's white. Does she?
She's on Lisa.
Okay. Does she understand your situation?
No.
Do you talk to her? Do you guys talk about this?
I talk to her. I tell her, I was like, but she don't get it, Like,
she don't get it.
She just.
Is there something she needs to get though? Being a white woman, married to a black man.
She's a hippie.
She's a hippie. Man. Okay.
But what I'm not getting from her is like hippie means peace.
Okay.
Peace you do too.
Okay.
Put them together. Two should become one. You know, beautiful, right. Like you said, right?
Right.
So why she don't understand the Oreo that I made in her cookie?
Okay. Maybe it's because you have a problem with white people, and then you married a white woman.
I don't have a problem with white people. I have a problem with black theory.
With the black theory.
You ever seen that movie?
No, I have not.
You don't know what movie it is?
I do not.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, fool, that fool's been spying on me, fool. I know what's that fool, dog. You know it was him. I ain't playing, fool. I don't blink because that fool's looking at me, dog.
It's like 3:24. I don't know what that is military time, because I don't. But the kids gotta get their sandwiches and their high C's and their juices and their Capri Suns and their cereal.
You say your kids about 5 and 4? I'll talk to them when we get to the house. I'll talk to them. You won't talk to them, right? I'll talk to them.
I ain't allowed to have nobody in the house right now because my wife say I can't have nobody in the house right now, and I do whatever she say.
Kenny,